Bag & Baggage Productions, Hillsborough's only professional theater, has a 7-year history of producing highly innovative, provocative reinterpretations of American and English classic dramatic literature. Our host venue, the Venetian Theater, is a 400-seat proscenium-style space with significant structural limitations. Those limitations include the lack of a traditional fly system, extremely limited wing space, no backstage area, and an out-of-date lighting system without ease of access for lighting focus or effects. The venue was originally intended to act solely as a film venue, playing second-run Hollywood films, and so is conveniently equipped with a single powerful HD front projector and a large film screen on the upstage edge of the stage. As a means of addressing the structural limitations posed by the space on our ability to build high-value sets, Bag & Baggage has successfully experimented with the use of front projections as part of our scenic design. As they say, necessity is the mother of invention, and during our 7 years performing at the Venetian, we have been successful in integrating front projections as a key element of our aesthetic. In our inaugural year, 2009, we partnered with Emmy Award-winning Portland animator Fred Gardner, whose animation credits include Tiny Toon Adventures with Warner Brothers, to create a Looney Tunes-inspired series of animated backdrops for Shakespeare's The Comedy of Errors. As the Oregonian said, staging the play with cartoon animations gives audiences a ready-made way of enjoying this satisfying, whimsical play. In our second season of work, we utilized both front and side projections for our production of Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie. Scenic designer Alan Schwenke extended our use of projections to include both the HD front projector alongside two small commercial-grade projectors to ground the show in an historically accurate but highly emotive period. The Oregonian said, "Filmy white curtains fill the high space, above which we see a projected backdrop of a tenement building. The Glass Menagerie seems set in just the right venue, an old movie house." In 2012, we furthered our work with projections in our critically acclaimed production of John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men. For this show, artistic director Scott Palmer incorporated Depression-era photography taken in and around Hillsborough and throughout Washington County by famed photographer Dorothea Lange. The Oregonian said, Palmer uses projections of black and white period photos that vividly recall the desolate, impoverished environment of the Great Depression. In 2013, scenic designer Megan Wilkerson utilized highly stylized front projections for our minimalist production of The Great Gatsby. Using a full stage-width scrim, Wilkerson created original images based on details of 1920s fabrics, wallpaper, and fashion designs, and then projected them both onto the scrim and onto actors. As the Oregonian said, "It's a tale that appears to float behind a gauze of memory, but one that grabs us with fervor and spins us around emotionally. It exudes a surreal quality." In 2014, our controversial and critically acclaimed production of Arthur Miller's The Crucible used a similar front projection style. Designed by artistic director Scott Palmer and scenic designer Megan Wilkerson, The Crucible incorporated images of wood cuttings from the late 1600s, graphically augmented, projected onto a scrim in front of the actors. In the final moments of the play, those woodcut images were replaced by contemporary photos of religious intolerance and violence, powerfully connecting the show's themes to modern audiences. As Oregon Arts Watch said, projected onto the scrim a series of digitally manipulated woodcuts that Palmer chose from prints from the period hovers over the action, their depicted scenes both reflecting and implicitly commenting on the action. Again in 2014, our North American premiere of the heavily adapted script Lear, based on Shakespeare's King Lear, incorporated our most ambitious use of projection technology. Using non-traditional projection services that included plastic sheeting and distressed fabric, scenic designer Megan Wilkerson partnered with the Visual Arts Department of George Fox University to create powerful, emotionally animated projections that both help to create a sense of multiple locations and visually reflect the main character's growing madness and fear. As the Oregonian wrote, in Megan Wilkerson's set design, large swatches of semi-transparent fabric, ragged and looking chewed upon by the hounds of hell, create layers and space for entrances, and they take to washes of light brilliantly, in particular red for bloody scenes. Enlarged images of girl toddlers and smiling babies are projected onto the cloth, and they evoke much. Over the past 7 seasons, Bag & Baggage has successfully used existing projection technology to create powerful, evocative scenic elements that have defined our visual aesthetic and created a unique reputation for technological risk-taking for the company. Our Creative Heights application seeks to deepen that work by providing us with the technology and training necessary to take even more artistic risks and further that reputation as one of the only professional theaters in the region with access to this cutting-edge, immersive technology profile.